Okay, some homesteading life. So what we're looking at right here is my wood supply for this winter. So we heat mostly with wood stove here, and this will be my first winter. So if you're new here and you don't know the story, I just recently moved to Ohio from Georgia, so there's going to be a big difference in the wintertime. And I'm living in the house that my daughter and her husband used to live in, and now they have another house, and so they have some experience here. And some of this wood pile was what was left from whatever they didn't burn last winter, and a lot of this I'll tell you about how we got it. My son-in-law is an awesome person and I love him, but let me just tell you what we got going on here. There's a little bit of a mess that needs to be cleaned up right here. This is the chips that came off of the wood when we were splitting it. So they bought a gas-powered splitter, and a few months back in the early part of the spring, right before I moved here, there was a terrible windstorm that went across the plains, and a lot of the trees got knocked down and branches got knocked out of the trees. And so my son-in-law, God bless him, offered to remove the trees. He would go and cut it up, and he was stacking it in these modules here. That's what we're calling them, modules. And so we had a bunch of wood that was in big rounds, bigger than that there. Some of them, not these two particularly, but they were about this size, so they were pretty big. And we had a couple parties, my daughter and my grandkids, and we were splitting the wood. So we split these two, those two, and the two on the end. We split all of that, and I think there was some over here too. I can't remember now. There's been so much, but it took us about 2 days, not full days, but like half days. We got it all split and stacked up. And so what I have here, I have about 6 cords of wood, and according to them, they go through about 8 in a season. So I need almost 3 more cords of wood. And we're also playing around with the thought of using some coal. I'm not 100% sure yet how I'm going to handle that, but that is on the list of possibilities. So what we have here, these chips, I'm going to keep them because they make really good kindling. And if you don't know about starting a fire, there's 3 types of wood that you need. You need tinder, which is smaller stuff that ignites very quickly. We use paper usually. We have old newspapers that aren't worth anything, and we use paper packaging and leftover toilet paper rolls, things like that, things that are going to catch fire pretty easily. And then you take this tinder, which is things like this or things like this, and there is some of that here and there, but mostly it's fuel. That's what the big stuff is called. But you put that on top of the tinder, and that gets the flame growing a little bit higher. And then once that flame is established, then you can put your big logs on top of it, and that will keep your fire going. And so that's where we're at right now. We do need a little bit more wood, or a lot, however you want to look at it. And this is how we're going to stay warm this winter. So let me know, does anybody here, there's one other detail I wanted to tell you about. So this wood that we collected from different people, that's why you can see some of it's all these different colors, because it doesn't all come from the same place. And around in here, you can see this is very old wood. There is termites in this, so I wanted to point this out if this is something that you're considering. So it's not very close to, we call that the studio or the garage, and it's not close to the house either. So it stays out here in the summertime. And all these tarps are put over here for a couple reasons. For one thing, it keeps the wood dry, but the other thing is, after we split the last time, I took equal parts sugar and borax and just sprinkled it on there. And I used a ball jar with, the grated Parmesan cheese. Those lids will fit on the small mouth ball jars. and just sprinkled it on there, and then we covered it up so the rain wouldn't wash it away. And that's supposed to kill the termites. Now whether it does or not, I don't know, but like I said, during the warm seasons we keep it away from the house. And then once it starts getting colder, there is a luggage rack, oh my gosh, listen to me. There is a wood rack, a firewood rack on the porch, and there's also one in the house, and we'll use that to haul the wood up there. But yes, even in the wintertime, I'm going to have to be coming down here getting wood, if you want to see the backside, to take up to the house to burn. But we're trying to figure out where to put these last 2 cords, because like we said, I don't want it too close to the house, but there's a little bit of a slope here, and even as you're looking, there's places where the wood has started to fall, like it's leaning, like you can see it here. And back further there was some wood that was really, it did fall down as we were restacking and so on and so forth. So, you know, trying to keep it from being a mess, that's kind of an issue too, where we're going to put almost 3 more cords of wood. So anyway, that's the plan to stay warm this winter.